What if I told you there was one simple key that most of the greatest ball strikers in history all shared, the same movement in common, and that if you were to master this one simple motion, it would create a cascade or a chain reaction of other great motions all falling in line because of this one? Wouldn't that be great? Simple way to improve. And right after this, I'm going to show you. All right, the action that we're talking about is right here in the right foot, the right ankle movement. And I want to show you some examples of how the greatest golfers, the greatest ball strikers in history have done it. So we're looking at first, here's a picture of Hogan and Nicklaus. They were pretty good. Then you got a picture of Sam Snead making the same movement at the right ankle or the rear ankle. And even Tiger later on in his career got into the act and started moving his foot and ankle precisely the same way. Here's a picture of a couple guys I detailed last week, George Knudson and Tony Lima. Amazing golf swings, all moving the ankle the same way. Not a coincidence, because it creates a chain reaction of other awesome movements that are going to help you really strike the ball well. So once you get the right foot in position, let's talk about how to create that key move first. Got my foot here. We're just going to focus completely on the right ankle. Here we go. All I'm going to do is in roll as far as I can. Now, don't think that that is ankle flexibility. It's not at all. You see, I'm going to allow my knee and my thigh to respond by kind of breaking inwards. So my ankle is hardly bent at all, really, because a lot of the action's coming here at the knee and the thigh. Now look at that action there, bringing that right knee almost up alongside the left. And then all going to do is just simply raise the heel about an inch or two. Just like that. Now that is a really powerful position because of what it creates. It gets the weight moving towards the target, but not only towards the target, it encourages the rear end to stay back so you can stay in posture, and it really encourages the hips to clear and the torso to rotate around the corner as well. So it really creates a strong body action, or at least facilitates a strong body action. Let's look at it from the down the line angle here. In roll, just like that. And that's kind of how Mo Norman would hit the ball. Kind of just this big in roll with no heel lift. So that's interesting. We lift the heel just a little bit and watch how I can keep the rump back and come on around the corner, clearing the hips and chest for a powerful and accurate strike. Now here's a couple of the common ways that the average golfer that I see does it, and it really discourages the right movements and encourages a chain reaction of wrong movements. So first let's look at the thigh and knee thruster like this. So doing this encourages the rump to move forward instead of staying back, so you get tall and you don't rotate. That creates all kinds of problems with the handle path and saps you of some power too. Now here's probably the most insidious way of doing it, is when the heel goes around the big toe counterclockwise, something like this. Now this is a sign of a poorer golfer, and watch what happens here. I go this way and it's going to throw the shoulder way over the top, and it's going to give you that steep out to in look. Let's look at it from this direction. Heel goes counterclockwise, like I'm putting out a cigarette with my toe, and it's going to throw the body into this position, which of course throws the club into that pattern instead of coming shallow from the inside. So a couple of really bad faults there, but you can see how the foot creates the chain reaction up all the way up to the shoulders, and even the head gets into the act in the wrong way when the foot is moved incorrectly. So once you've removed the ball in the club, And you can just focus only on the joint action. We're going to go in and up, making sure that the heel is closer to the target than the big toe, just like this, not behind it like that. We don't need a lot of heel lift. In fact, the best ball strikers, their heel stayed at home pretty good, closer to the ground. It was off the ground, certainly, but not way up here like this, throwing the knee and the thigh in the wrong vector. So once you master that with just no club, no ball, you might take the right arm only and practice, kind of leave the club behind you and roll that foot into position. You'll see how easy it is for the hips to get out of the way, the chest to rotate, and then you can throw the club around the circle. Now, breaking a habit can be really, really hard. So I would do a lot of those slow motion swings with no ball. And then when I do move to the ball, if you have to, you might even reduce this down to a chip or a pitch just to make sure that you're moving the foot the right way. Something like this. And I'm going to hold the finish, and I'm going to check my foot. Now, my foot started to come up into the finish position, but you quite clearly see from the slow-mo that the first move was in. So certainly we're going to be in like this to about here. And then as the body straightens, the right shoulder brings up the head and the body, the foot's going to go over into the vertical position. All right, let's take a look at a shot from the down the line angle. You can watch the foot. Two things you're looking for here is that the heel does not come overly up off the ground that way, but it stays at home more, stays a little bit on the low side. Kind of like this picture you see in the corner of Lee Trevino going through a shot. What I want you to also notice is how it drives the knee and the thigh a little bit more targetwards than perpendicular to the target. A bad golfer gets his thigh going more perpendicular to the target, and that's not what a lot of guys on tour do. All right, let's take a look at that foot action now from a different angle. So if you're ever going to become a consistent ball striker, I'd say you really need to master this small movement of the foot rolling in and lifting with the heel slightly ahead of the big toe. All the best golfers have done it, and I find that the closer my students get to this action, the better they get. Hey, I'm going to go back and work on this just a little bit more, but thanks so much for watching. I'm Steve. Hey, don't forget to go to my website, hititlonger.com, for over 100 very informative, entertaining videos and articles that I think are going to help you make your golf game better. And as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I will see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.